And we are live with the first Scarce City Lightning Auction live stream. All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but this is the pleb stream. It's our first time doing this. Thank you for being patient. And already we have a first bid on the auction by Chief Monkey, 50,000 sats. All right. So what we're going to cover here in this live stream is a few things. First, I'm going to give you a quick refresher on how Lightning auctions work. I'm going to make sure you understand how to bid and how to take part of what we have going on here today. And then we're going to take a look at the masterpiece on display. We have the great pleasure of showcasing the Bull on Fire by Eppo and Anita Leemberg. And once we give you the full details of what's at stake in today's auction, we are going to interview one of the creators himself, Eppo Leemberg, and he's going to take us behind the artwork so that we can get a sneak peek into the goods of today's auction. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. If you are new to Lightning auctions, do not worry because we are all new and we are all learning. But Lightning Auctions is an auction platform that keeps participants accountable for their bids by collateralizing their bids with instant, low-fee, anonymous payments, only made possible by the Lightning Network. I am going to first show you a quick video of how these auctions work. Oh! Before we jump into that, looks like we got a special bid pending. Happy birthday, Eppo. We'll give him the official happy birthday once we welcome him onto the show. But here we are. All right, let's get these YouTube ads off of here. We are back to the bidding. Okay, so hopefully that's clear, but the gist of it is, if you want to place a bid, you put the amount you want to bid. We direct you to an invoice that you can pay with Lightning to avoid fees or pay on chain that represents 5% of your overall bid. This deposit is your collateral on the bid. As long as the winning bidder pays the amount they said they would pay, everybody gets their collateral back at the end of the auction. If the winning bidder fails to pay their winning bid, they lose their collateral. And not only do they lose it, but it is donated to the Bitcoin-related nonprofit or Bitcoin developer, Bitcoin course or BTC Pay server developer specifically, of the creator's choosing. Eppo and Anita have chosen the very fine, extremely prescient organization, the Electronic Frontier Foundation. I don't know how you get any more relevant than that these days. So if that winning bidder does not pay up, the EFF will receive a nice donation. And the second place bidder will have their chance to pay their full amount to take home the masterpiece. If it is your second time participating in Scarce City's Lightning auction, we do have a lot of updates for you, but a couple that are worth calling out. So first of all, the collateral required is now fixed. It is 5% of your highest bid. That means if you make a bid, you're going to pay your first bid, you're going to pay 5% of that bid, but any future bids, you're not paying that full 5%. You're just topping off your collateral so that your highest bid, you have 5% collateral locked up for it. Hot zone rules, nothing new here, but we did clear up the communication a little bit. The way it works is in the final 15 minutes, any confirmed bids will reset the countdown to 15 minutes. And the auction cannot end on a pending bid. So what that means is if somebody submits a bid with 1 second left on the clock, they have for as much time as that invoice until it expires to submit that payment. So the auction countdown may seem like it's on 0, but in fact, the person with the pending bid has the 3 minutes to confirm that lightning payment or on-chain payment. And if it does confirm, the auction countdown resets to 15 minutes. One final announcement before we get to the main topic of today's live stream and event. Scarcity takes your personal data very seriously. We will be deleting any personally identifiable information, specifically mailing addresses of the winners of this auction and past auction winners, as soon as we no longer need it. So once the item is confirmed for delivery, we will go ahead and delete that. You can rest assured that if you are participating in today's auction, we have your operational security top of mind. All right, enough of the general boring stuff. Let's get to the real feature of today's show. We are auctioning off Bull on Fire. I want to show you some details on this because frankly, the images just don't do justice. So let's check out the details here. Bear with me, some technical difficulties. It's the pleb stream. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Bull on Fire. I mean, look at this thing in high resolution up close. This is a beautiful piece. We have some more close-ups here that Eppo has displayed for us. Don't worry about the details for now. We're going to have the creator himself explain it to us. Definitely take a look at Eppo's website and have a look at these images for yourself. I think the real way to appreciate this artwork is to check out the video. So let's see what Eppo's got for us here. Beautiful. One last thing. Oops. It's the pleb stream, y'all. All right. One last thing I want to show you is that this is not just any piece of Bitcoin artwork. It comes equipped with certificates of authenticity that prove the creator of the work and prove the owner of the work, as well as any transfers that were made and the value of those transfers. This is directly tied to the artwork through NFC tags. This is a diagram of where the NFC tags are located on the back of the artwork. You can scan this with any mobile phone and be directed to the certificates of authenticity. I'll give you a quick look of the creation certificate of authenticity. Oops. All right, here we come. Here we come. Here you have the basics on the artwork. You have some beautiful pictures of the artwork. What makes this special is this creator address here. This is a Bitcoin address that only Eppo and Anita have the private key for. Only they can prove that they are the true creators. And not only that, but this certificate of authenticity is on IPFS. The NFC tags will direct you to those IPFS links, so you have them just in case Scarcity isn't around to display them at some point in the future. It is also, this certificate of authenticity is also time-stamped on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can verify that yourself using open timestamps. This video right here will direct you through that. I'm not going to do it with you right now, but something that anybody can do by downloading the PDF here and the open timestamp file here. And all of this, it's totally self-sovereign. Anybody can verify it. It does not depend on Scarcity whatsoever. Okay, so let's get back to our auction site here. And I think we are ready to welcome on the real star of today's program, and that is Eppo Limburg. Let's see if I can turn this on without any difficulty. Eppo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Thank you.
Welcome, Eppo. It's great to have you on.
Thanks. Great to be on.
You got a beautiful piece here. We are grateful to be able to showcase it on Scarcity. And we're grateful to have you here to talk us through it. Before we do talk about the artwork, first of all, I have to say happy birthday. We have a happy birthday Eppo bid.
Thank you. Thank you. It's happy birthday, happy bull day.
Happy birthday, happy bull day. The bull is on fire. I have the Bitcoin price ticker here. Just in case we make all-time highs, I might have to tap the gavel for a special celebration. And we will be covering any bids as they come through. I'll try not to interrupt you, Eppo, as you're talking, but we do want to get these bids give them the highlight they deserve. So, Eppo, before we jump into the artwork, let's talk about you. Start us off with, give us your story into how you got into Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, that was actually Anita who made the first transaction. She had some earnings on the platform, and she had to convert them in another coin, and she did it into Bitcoin. So that was really the start of our Bitcoin adventure. From that time, I started searching and browsing and learning about it, and a few months later, then it really hit me. I saw on Twitter there was a conference, the Magical Crypto Conference, and I just knew I had to be there. I couldn't explain it, but I knew I had to be there. And yeah, then it really hit me. I got back supercharged. It's that's all that I can say. And from that time on, I went out. I really can't say it in words, but I think also when I realized now Bitcoin was also the change that was required in my life. We came from a few years of more about surviving, having to deal with the financial crisis. And what I learned is also about making different choices and taking responsibility and doing the things that really makes you happy. So that's all because of Bitcoin. It really is the change that was required in my life. And as I see it now, because of my first conference, it's also the change that the world requires. And that's what I love about Bitcoin. But since then, we've been creating, and ideas keep flowing in. It's it's like Bitcoin is the source. It's funny, and it's finally for me a way to vent and to show show what I want to say. Because if I think back, even in the 90s, I was wondering about where is money coming from, where's going to stock market, stockholders, and prices going up. I didn't really find answers. Sometimes I was frustrated about it. And then a few years later, I read a book with the title "What Makes the World Sick," and the author wrote about how all this growth will probably end, and that explained a bit. But still, I always wondered, if what can I do? What can I do different? And I never found something to do about it. It's very easy to complain on the internet about things, and I sometimes do. But it's really Bitcoin gave me it's a tool or a way to vent what it's all about. So that's what Bitcoin is really. It changed our world completely.
That's a beautiful story. I certainly identify with it. I think the financial crisis primed a lot of us for Bitcoin, even though, at least for me, it was several years before I was really ready for it. But we all learned that the emperors, they had no clothes, right? All the guys in the fancy suits, they didn't have control of the situation. And thereafter, we were kind of forced into risky assets in order to maintain our wealth. And there just wasn't an option before Bitcoin, except to opt into that system. And it's finally Bitcoin that's given us an option to opt out. So I'd love to hear it, Eppo. Before we move on to the next question, we do have a fresh bid from Vizik.
Cool.
150,000 sats. Love to see it, Vizik.
That's nice. That's nice.
All right, Eppo. So how about tell me, all right, we know what got you and Anita into Bitcoin. What got you into making Bitcoin art?
Well, it was, like I said, it brought so much change. I already, in my business, I work with paint, I work with epoxy, and but it's not, more in restoring. I work on yachts. Sometimes it feels like making art, but it's not. When I really go back, what I really wanted to do is, put me in a room with my tools and my paint, and then I'm happy. But I never did it. And we made art before. We made paintings. We designed lamps. We painted on lamps. We've been creative with Anita with digital art. We did photography, printing. But it never really, hit off. And this was really the time to start creating again. And like I said, for me, it's a way to express myself. And we do that with lots of color, epoxy, paint, and wood. And then, that makes me happy. And that's especially the last few months with Bitcoin going up, it's really all day, every day Bitcoin, and also people asking questions, also because of the art. So that's my part of contributing to the change that is required. So it's really if I found my long lost brother or something. That's I think the best way I can explain it.
I totally identify with that. It's it just Bitcoin has a way of sucking people in to the point where they feel like they have to contribute in some way, somehow. And once you find that way to contribute, all of a sudden your life has a little bit more purpose. And things just become I would say a little bit more exciting, but the reality is with the price action, a lot more exciting most of the time. All right, Eppo. Well, let's see here. All right, so what I'm curious about is, there's so much great talent in the Bitcoin art space.
Absolutely.
Did anyone or, any artist or anything influence you specifically on your journey into Bitcoin art?
No, not. Of course, I look at others, but that's also a thing that I can't explain where ideas are coming from. I'm very fond of using the Bitcoin bee and lots of colors. And sometimes when I'm in the shower, something hits me. But I remember I briefly spoke to Crypto Graffiti in New York, and he uses he had some work with he used the fiat money. I looked at him, but we were already starting to create Bitcoin related stuff. But no, I can't name any artist that really inspired me. Of course, I enjoy watching every one of them, but they're also, at least the ones I know, also different in their creations. But it really is, like I said, it feels like Bitcoin is the source. I can't explain it better than that.
There's no greater influence than Bitcoin when it comes down to it, right?
No. And of course, you know, Anita and me, we're both creative. We inspire each other and encourage each other in doing stuff, in trying stuff. And, you know, you cannot fail. You just have to do it.
That's great. So yeah, speaking of, you know, inspiration, what inspired you and Anita to create Bull on Fire?
Well, I was already busy with some things, and we had some conferences lined up. And of course, they didn't go through because of a bug that is going around the world at the moment. But I asked her to, can you make a somewhat bigger piece? Really, you have to remind me that I picked the color. I said, can you make a bigger piece? Really, you know, one that will pop. And then, yeah, she has to sit on it for a while, and then she started, creating it. But I wanted just a big showpiece for the conferences.
Okay, well, I think, you know, unfortunately we don't have a conference for you, but
no,
we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, but I know they will come back. I still was able to visit 2 conferences last year, and you know, I really love those. They're the best place for making contacts, and I love the whole energy of the conferences. When I stepped on into New York, you know, everybody was so welcoming and sharing information, and yeah, that's what I like about the conferences.
Yeah, I hear that. You know, I with the whole COVID lockdown, I'm in New York, so we are severely limited in what we can do. But the reality is, I don't miss a whole lot because I've already settled into a, I don't want to say boring, but somewhat boring family life. So it doesn't really change my day to day too much. But the one thing, I think if there's one thing I'm most looking forward to coming out of this is going to the Bitcoin conferences and hanging out with some of these personalities in Bitcoin Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, cool, Eppo. Well, you know, I absolutely love this Bull on Fire. What I think is most remarkable to me is that it's so elegant, you know, but makes such a strong statement. This is, you know, I don't get the fever for having a big house too often, but this piece specifically makes me wish, you know, I had a huge house with high ceilings and a massive fireplace, just so I could put this over the fireplace. And I feel like it's the type of piece where it makes a statement to whoever is seeing it, right? So if somebody who walks into your home and they're familiar with Bitcoin, they know you are a Bitcoiner, they're going to know it's about Bitcoin. But to someone who's not, they're going to ask about it, and that's a great opportunity for you to tell them about its inspiration.
Yeah, you know, and if I look at it now, and I think I mentioned it before on Twitter, it really represents Bitcoin market, but also the change that's going on. That's what it says. That's what it says to me.
Yeah, I love that. And there's no better time for a Bull on Fire piece. I'm still looking at the price ticker just in case we rocket higher and the bull is officially on fire. So, you know, I mentioned this is really a statement piece. How big is this thing exactly, and how much does it weigh?
It's 1 meter 16 by 73 centimeters, and it's include the mount. It's 4.7 centimeters, and it's 16.5 kilos in weight. So it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
It was not. It started out as a canvas, and I wanted to give it a shiny, glossy finish. So after it's been drying for about a month, I put on 3 coats of epoxy, in total 5.5 kilos, and we put it up on our wall to let it cure. But over time, it started to bend a little, and I wanted to fix that, of course. So I think the only option is to make it a solid tablet. So I filled up the back first with a little bit of epoxy, then with some lightweight material, put some more epoxy on to seal the whole thing, and put the tags in, and then put some wood on the back to completely lock it. And then I made a mold to pour some extra kilos on it to make it a really solid piece, so that it will also not bend anymore. And of course, because it's epoxy, it is a bit it can react a bit to temperature, but it will not fold anymore. The piece itself is almost 3 centimeters thick, so but it makes it quite heavy.
It's certainly got some substance to it, and that definitely comes through even from the images, which really don't do justice to this thing. But
and then after that, I finished it with 4 coats with their scratch resistant coats, the same that I use on yachts. And you don't put a cup of coffee on it, but if you have to clean it, you can actually maybe use it as a table, but it is resistant to scratches, so you can also clean it.
Yeah. All right. So if you get a little bit of soot and ashes from your fireplace below, no problem. You can just wipe that right off.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Awesome, Eppo. Well, love hearing about the artwork, how you made it. Let's talk about a little bit more about you and your future plans. I know you're really excited about a new endeavor in Portugal. Do you want to tell us about what you have going on there?
Yeah, we always wanted to move out of our country, and we found a property, and I only just realized the day before yesterday, because I have been keep reading 19 plus 2 rooms, and 19 plus 2 is 21. So it's a property with 21 rooms. It has a huge garden. So yeah, we like to live there, obviously, but yeah, I want to create a place for artists to show their work, so art gallery. But I also, because I'm a fan of conferences and I see what it does to people, I love the connecting the people. So yeah, I really see a conference in the garden, yearly conference, or maybe we can do regular meetups. And where I also would like to also give the artists a bit of a platform. The conferences I've been so far are a lot of fun, but I know a lot of the artists have very interesting stories. So I think it would be very cool to let them speak as well on the conferences. So that's our plan roughly. We're still exploring, and but yeah, it all looks very, very promising.
I love it.
Of course, a place to meet, but also we will have some rooms if it all goes through to sleep. So and pay in Bitcoin, of course.
Bitcoin accepted.
Bitcoin accepted. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing your progress and making that into a reality. Once it is a reality, I assure you, I will be one of your first visitors. I love Portugal already as a country, and if I just have one more excuse to go, that's Bitcoin related, I will be there.
Good.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
All right, Eppo. Well, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you one question just about Bitcoin art in general. Are there any pieces or any works in general that have been especially remarkable for you?
Yeah, well, I've seen, like I said before, I've seen many pieces and projects that other people, like what Crypto Graffiti is doing at the moment. That's really, really brilliant to do that on a scale like that. But what I have personally, I have a piece from Chief Monkey, and that really is comforting to me, and it also is sort of a medicine for my head. It says "fuck the fucking fuckers," and it's just a great reminder of not go into reaction. Like I said before, sometimes I do want to react, but it's a great reminder of fuck them. It's not about trying to change the system, but build another system. And that's so, yeah, that's what I really like about it. But it really is a great reminder for me to have more ease, but yeah, with what's going on at the moment. So I should really say thank you, Dr. Chief Monkey. It's medicine for my head.
You know, I hear Anita talking out the billboards, and I assume she's referring to crypto graffiti.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm in the background.
Hi, Anita.
We saw him passing by, and I love that. I love that kind of statement. You know, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's definitely a special project. We are in 24 hours or so when we close out this auction. I'm going to have Vizik on, the current winner, and we're going to cover any final bids as well as talk about recent works of Bitcoin art and crypto graffitis. Bitcoin versus the Federal Reserve is certainly going to be the highlight of that show. Like you said, you know, it's one of the most profound works I've seen. Not only is it communicating Bitcoin to so many of the people that need to hear its message, but it's educating them as well. So we look forward to talking about that. And you brought up Chief Monkey's "Fuck the fucking fuckers." I don't know if you can see in my background there. You know, I know it's hard to see, but it's there. I promise you. And yeah, that's what it's my proudest piece as well. It's easy to get frustrated with everything that's going on politically in these days, and sometimes the best approach is just to say fuck them and contribute to something that really has a potential to be impactful. And thankfully, we have Bitcoin for that.
Yeah, you know, I love to talk about it and spread it through art, and it's getting more in. Yeah, I get more questions every day about it, and that's what I love about it. And the art makes it so much easier. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, Eppo. Well, one final question before I let you go. Where can people find you?
In Ierske in Zeeland. If they want to have coffee. You can find on my website, appoleenburg.com, and on that same, with my name, you can find me on Twitter, on Telegram. I still have some other accounts, but which will be removed shortly. But yeah, I'm most on Telegram, Appoleenburg, Twitter. That's where you can find me.
Okay, great. And if anybody's listening and they want an easy way to find that, go to the Bull on Fire auction site, click on details. That'll take you to Eppo's website where you can see all of his works and projects. And then it also links to his Twitter there, I assume. All right, Eppo. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to following this auction along over the next 23 hours and 19 minutes. It's gonna be a thriller.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, don't know if I'm gonna sleep, but we'll see.
well, I hope you get a chance to enjoy your birthday, and
I will.
We will check in with you soon.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, take care, Eppo.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, I think that's it for this live stream. As I mentioned, we will do another live show here about 20 minutes before the auction ends. So that would be what? Now I have to do my time zone math. That's 1840 UTC. That's 1:40 East Coast time. And you can do the math from there, depending on your location. And I'll have Vizik joining me. We will cover any final bids. We'll go over the auction action. And we will talk about recent works of Bitcoin art that are making a splash, and we'll give our thoughts and opinions on them. All right, everybody, thanks for joining, and enjoy the auction. Take care.